What's up, ladies and gentlemen? It's your boy Fly here for Meaningful Mondays, episode number 7, Super Devil 3 gameplay, and my friend Jesse gave me today's topic. She wanted me to talk about how the media misperceptionizes, is that even a word, gives us misperception regarding different topics. Now, the first one that came to mind for me in our new world as we know it at the moment is Osama bin Laden. Now, their choice to not expose the pictures of him being dead and whatnot, that's something smells a little bit fishy about that. Now, I've been saying that from the start because I don't know how many times I've said this or not, but if you do some research on YouTube about the Illuminati and the Illuminati conspiracies and 9/11 conspiracies, you start to really think about this stuff. You know, you start to question the whole systematic version of the government and what George Bush would be capable of doing. And it's led me to believe that if you slow down the 9/11 clip, you can actually see parts of the building blowing out. And of course, they speed it up so much in real time, like you have to slow this down to like probably like 5 frames a second. But if you can slow that down and watch as there's parts of the building that are being just taken down as the plane's hitting, and it's like way down. It's just like, that's sketchy. Now someone could add in, oh, that could be because of the air compression from the plane hitting the towers. What was the other thing? The what the fuck are they called? World Trade Center. Those 2 towers were actually meant to withstand plane hits. 747, in theory, would be able to just hit it and pretty much just like crash into it or whatnot. It wouldn't go to the extent that it crumbling one tower and then another plane hits their tower and crumble the whole tower. At worst, it would make the top part of the tower fall off. Definitely not capsize the whole tower. So I think that's one main misperception. Back on the Osama bin Laden thing, and how he's not releasing his videos, and they said that they threw his body out at sea. Like, I have a hard time believing why they would do that. I swear to God, like, okay, think about this for a second. The United States are in, like, trillions of dollars in debt. They could sell his fucking body on eBay and get, like, $1 million. It's like, if not just to pay that international debt off with, like, $1 million. Well, I guess it's a start, okay? It's a start. But, reason why they're not, apparently exposing the pictures is for them being too gruesome, maybe. There hasn't really been a good reason that I've heard yet. I've heard a couple different like theories on why they're not doing it. Like, for example, that the soldiers came in on piss on his face, or maybe it was too gruesome or whatnot. But honestly, if you go to I think it's called, oh, I'm gonna say it wrong, and it's gonna be a porn site. Damn it, never mind. I don't want to get this video flagged. But there's this one website you can go to where you can I think it's called TruthTube. That sounds about right. TruthTube. And you can watch a 12-year-old boy chop off another guy's head. Swear to God, it's there, and you can you see him. He has his head in his hand. He shakes it around. There's blood. It's just dripping like insanely out of this guy's skull. And okay, if that can be allowed to be posted on anywhere. Dude, I think we can handle Osama bin Laden's face being peed on. Like, seriously, we've seen so much shit from the shenanigans going on in the Iraq War. It seems so kind of weird because, like, the whole really misperception of the whole ordeal was that the U.S. simply dragged everyone else in because they want to get control of the oil. And I really don't think it's anything outside of that. Like, for example, if they weren't in there controlling this area, and now especially since they're pulling out, you're going to see gas prices just go through the roof. Like right now when I was driving to school, we almost had a $1.40, which is $1.40 per liter, which translates into, I'm pretty sure, hold on, let me just pull up a calculator, but it's a shitload. 3.8 times 1.4, it translates about into $5.04 per gallon, which is that's ridiculous. You wonder why I don't drive? There you go. On top of insurance. Now, insurance is insane. They're really, really bad. They need to work out their system. So essentially, in the U.S. that they don't have a really set insurance system. I think I talked about this before, but in Canada, the whole dealio is that if you're going to get insurance, it's gonna friggin' rape you up the asshole, and you're gonna be paying like, oh, what did he say? I think it was like, oh, excuse me, it's quite a bit. Like, it's ridiculous, and especially since they discriminate on the basis of gender and whatnot. Like, the males pay probably about double the amount of month as females. Like, yeah, sure, the statistics show that males get in more accidents than females in the teen years, but it's still a bit of a stretch to be discriminating on those grounds. And honestly, someone should bring that up and go up in the charter rights of those motherfuckers and get the discrimination stuff out there. Like, I'm sure we could definitely pull it off, or at least pull out some sort of flat rate. Then again, that person would be committing media suicide. Oh, now here's a good term. How about governmental suicide? I think it's something around those lines, where a government brings up an issue like abortion, euthanasia, gay rights, what's the other one? Making something decriminalized. Like, for example, for marijuana. Like, as it stands right now in our society, especially in Canada, it's pretty common to just be like, whatevs about the marijuana. But you bring it into the political spotlight, it's either going to make or break your career. Like, if you get into office and you're like, oh, I'm going to decriminalize marijuana, and which essentially means that it's going to be a semi-controlled substance similar to alcohol and cigarettes, and so like you're going to be at like 19, as we are in Ontario. I'm not going to say Canada. And then that way you can buy it and whatnot, and you can have it and use it, but you can't, like, there's certain limitations to it, which honestly makes a lot of sense to me, and I'll get into that in a second. But like, if you were to bring that up in Canadian legislature right now, it'd be committing political suicide. There you go, not governmental, political. And like, it would screw up your job. Like, if you make it, there's going to be a lot of people happy, a lot of people pissed off at you. And if you don't make it, you're kind of where you are right now, and you're just kind of just like, I don't know, at a political standstill. Now, that's really why I didn't want Stephen Harper to be in, because I think the NDP, I mentioned this in my last commentary, is that they're more of a progressive socialist sort of movement, and it would be really great if Canada could have a similar leadership to that of France and Sweden, where they're a way more socialist society than we are. Netherlands is another example of that. What was the thing I wanted to bring up? Oh, drugs? Maybe? I don't know. What was the other thing? Give me a second, guys. There was, we could talk about this. Okay, so I have this show that I watch with my mother. Yes, I know, guys. You're gonna laugh at me, but there's this show called The Secret Life of the American Teenager. I know, guys. It's on Much Music on like 8 o'clock on Mondays, which is tonight, actually. If you listen to this, go watch it. And you can notice that there's this girl in there, Shailene Woodley, who's one of the main characters. She has a kid, and she would not be 100 pounds wet. And but the media prescribes us under this ridiculous regiment that we have to look amazing at all the times, and it's driven quite a few girls in this population to believe that, you know, maybe being a little more rounded, for the lack of other words, is a bad thing. Now, here's the truth, ladies. I don't know how many ladies actually listen to this besides Jesse, but like, seriously, being like 80 pounds and you're 5'8" is fucking disgusting. I don't care what the fuck you say. That is dirty shit. I don't care what those little retards in Hollywood, and they're like, oh, that's shenanigans. And what brings us up is that Shailene Woodley here, she used to be a nice, well-rounded, I think she's Canadian, I'm not sure, but she was hot, like, smoking. But now she's probably dropped 30 or 40 pounds. She's actually, her wrists are like friggin' like metal pipes. There's nothing to them. And it's just like, that's really unattractive that you made yourself do that to yourself, because I'm assuming it's out of insecurity of some sorts. Which is really unfortunate, because there's been a lot of cases with that, like bulimia and anorexia, and a lot of it stems from self-thought, which is kind of unfortunate. These people these days. And what was the other thing I want to talk about was how drugs and that have been really changed in our society. Like nowadays, it's, well, back then being like probably like 20 or 30 years ago, you smoked pot, you're a friggin' dirty ass kid. I've got I'm not gonna say any names, but I know of people that'll smoke it every day, and everyone's just chill with them. And it's I don't know if that's media bound and the fact that it's more accepting in our, now that we're a more social society or not, but it's an interesting concept, I do suppose. And like back when I remember when I went into high school, it used to be a really, really big deal about like if you were seeing a girl or like having sexual relations with said female. Hold on, I'm getting a call. Wonder how this is gonna go. Give me 2 seconds. Okay, I'm back. Sorry. So I got another example though. I I had a phone call from, I'm assuming, some sort of agency of some shenanigans, and they were offering me a job, and it was paying like $16.50 an hour, and it was like, well, we have really flexible hours. We have all this and this and this and this. I'm like, okay, that's cool. So I don't think she even said the whole time who exactly she was calling from, or they got my number through someone named Christina. It's like, I don't know any Christinas, so that was kind of awkward. But anyway, yeah, apparently they wanted me to go to door to door selling silverware. Yeah, okay, cool. Like, seriously, it's like, okay, this sounded good. It's like, oh yeah, I'm actually looking for a job right now. So it was just like, oh yeah. And at the end, she's like, yeah, we're gonna get you in for silverware. I'm like, no, I'm not interested. Sorry. But it was kind of funny. Yeah, what's up with that shenanigans? Like, seriously. I didn't really understand that. And one other thing I wanted to talk about too is that there was this one movie called Tap that came out, I don't know how long ago, but it's on Netflix, and it's a movie about how the bottled water, damn it, now I can't say it. Their whole industry is based on essentially taking groundwater out of places where they're not going to revolt, and going around and selling it about 200 times what you get out of your tap, and it's less filtered. So like the whole deal is like, oh, this is nature fresh, spring, purified like a million a zillion times, and like when in reality most of the time they just pull it out of their asses, which is kind of interesting. Like, if you go in comparison, is that our tap water is monitored daily, and all this other shenanigans. And you know, if you go on taste, like, yeah, maybe bottled water tastes better. No, it doesn't. There has been numerous studies conducted saying that people will actually prefer tap water over bottled water, and basically that only the whole misperception about how the water is tasted simply comes from the label, and your mind goes screwy with it. Now, I'm gonna have to disagree with everything I just said and say that Dasani water tastes like asshole. Excellent. Okay, sorry about that. And you know, there's just a couple of good examples of different things in our world right now, especially with a lot of corporation stuff. Yeah, words. That's got to do with the shenanigans that we have to deal with concerning the shenanigans. About how they misperceptionize us and whatnot, and it's rather rude. I don't want to be tricked into buying a product. Get on my level, bitch. And it's really unfortunate. So anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this. If you give it a like rating, that would be great. And if you haven't subscribed already and you like this sort of talk stuff, please do. I won't let you down. Alright, guys, I'm out. Have a great sushi.